normally nobody's going to give.
No, and he's in the gas wide open. He's doing everything he can. He did a great job. It's just wrong place. We saw from the first accident to the last accident of the race happen the same way. Get up under somebody coming out of turn 4.
Well, he just gets in a little bit too hot. Looks like he locked up the brakes. The rear brakes kind of took over, and the car spun out and got in the wall. Just hard driving. Ooh, that's a hard impact there.
And watch Chad now, 3 wide, got a little help from behind. It looked like Spencer was there. Don't know how much the impact was, but that was a big impact there.
He whacked it big time, didn't he?
He held on to it. And sideways goes Miguel Palou. And now Nelson Piquet. He's going to hit the wall on the inside. Hard into the inside wall on this final lap.
I got a little loose up 4 right there, and
isn't enough, but darn, they hit hard.
They just jump up off the racetrack when they make contact with that out.
This is like contact right in the middle of the corner. Almost looks like they were 3 wide. It's a little hard to tell, to be quite honest. But...
Short, no pressure behind.
Yeah, that's what
Keep rolling here. Keep coming low.
Reagan
No
jumping on
caution
the
yet.
outside
No caution yet.
of J.J. Yaley, and J.J. had a car right behind him, and you can see the back of the car just come around on J.J. Yaley. He was in a bad situation, having a car on the outside of him, and then another one behind him.
Getting them loose. He's getting them loose, and it races around hard into the wall.
Caution is out.
Oh, Kenseth goes around.
Kenseth, another championship chaser. Jeff Gordon is through the grass.
The 10 bobbled just a little bit. The 29 was coming. I don't think the 29 ever hit him, but he got close enough to him where he took the air off the spoiler, and that's all it took. Oh, Truex just gets tapped, but hangs on to it.
And Junior just misses it. There you see Kenseth around, gets tapped again. Gordon through the grass. Number of cars using pit road as an avenue to avoid the trouble on the front stretch. There's Harvick right behind Riggs.
That was an extremely hard blow. There's a rear spring bouncing across the racetrack.
It'll take a while to clean this up.
Kenseth is just probably going, not again.
Boy.
He have to start in the back.
Back to mud pie right now.
Yeah.
Kenseth has worked his way up to the 9th position.
Yeah. Oh, he's been there and back, and there and back. I mean, it's just been a long day for those guys.
I think he's going to make contact with Chad Jeff, and Chad may have come up a little bit.
Well, Crawford got sideways, Phil, and his nose. Oh, we got one wrecking off turn 4.
Oh, a big accident on turn number 4.
Mike Skinner, the 42. Ted Musgrave, the 1.
That's a super speedway crash.
Joey Clinton in the 40. Oh, man.
59 of Randy LaJoy. Looks like the 8 maybe of Chase Montgomery.
We saw the pole sitter, Terry Cook slide through that mess without any damage.
There's Barrett, Bobby Hamilton getting going. There's Randy LaJoy. Look at the right front tire there. It's not supposed to be there, Michael.
Shortened up his wheelbase on that right side. Bobby's got some damage to the left front. Bobby Hamilton, I'm speaking of. You can see Randy there's in trouble.
Ted Musgrave, unbelievable. 2 years in a row, they've had problems with that Mopar Dodge.
Phil, you had to see that coming.
It was. The way these trucks are dancing around, and these guys, they're running 2 and 3 wide. There's Ken Weaver, Joe Aramendia, 2 and 3 wide. These trucks dancing around. This racetrack is not as wide as Talladega. Talladega seems like it's about 2 lanes wider than this one. There's just not enough room to do that.
Like the 16 truck of Sprague was up under Tracy Hines, Phil. Yeah. He had made a move under Tracy. Tracy didn't know he was there. Those trucks got together.
And it just slid them right back up in front of all these trucks coming. As you mentioned, it was mid-pack, but the pack was as many trucks on the racetrack. That's how big the pack was.
Ted Musgrave looked as though he was slowing down. He was leading earlier, just a lap before, and looked as though he was slowing down on the inside of the track and got caught up in all this. Maybe he was coming in for a stop.
You see Jack Sprague get turned around sideways, and the truck turns back around, goes back up the racetrack, right in front of all these trucks.
Wow.
And you can see what those guys see. Absolutely nothing. Just smoke.
Let's check out some of these guys that did a good job slipping through this deal.
Sprague got hit pretty hard there by Musgrave. There's Bobby Hamilton sliding around.
That's a track blocker, Phil. Nobody got through it.
Up on that steering wheel, trying to reel in Edwards. Whoa! Off the wall, the two-car burst. Bush, and his teammate comes across.
Oh, man, that was 2 for 1. Both Penske cars taken out of that one. A melee.
Jimmy Johnson also gets tagged, the reigning series champion. Jeff Green, the 66 cars in it. J.J. Yaley.
Something broke on the car, man. It shot straight into the fence.
That's Dover's version of the big one right there.
Oh, look at Martin Truex. He had a great shot to have a good top 5 today. That's a heartbreaker.
Casey Kane trying to thread the needle, had nowhere to go because Kurt Busch's car just abruptly slid right across in front of him, and Casey had cars to his outside. What a mess here with 14 laps to go.
Kurt Busch had to lose a right front tire or something like that because, and he was in the groove. That last replay just showed us that he did not get up in the dirty portion of the racetrack, just lost the car and it shot straight up with something failing in the right front corner of that car.
More than lips too, Phil.
Green flag in the hand of our starter. Up in the air it goes. He splits the tires. He stays high though. Oh, and he gets turned a little bit as they come into turn. He will get turned by Jack Sprague. Right in front of the field they go. The wreck will happen once again. And that will be it, because we do only try one attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Look at the damage to this number 8 Chevy. Unbelievable. Ted Musgrave.
That's your winner right there.
Will come out of this in front, and he will end up the winner of the Chevy Silverado. 300K. Unbelievable.
Thank you. Chad McCumbee says, I spin my tires, I got to block. Well, when you put yourself in a position where you block, you set yourself up to be knocked out of the way. And Jack didn't do anything wrong there. Jack was just trying to get room.
Timothy Peters, Kyle Busch will win. Peters will slide.
And hard into the inside wall.
Contact made just as they were crossing the stripe. Kyle Busch wins. Timothy Peters finishes second.
Jimmy just ran out of racetrack, Darrell.
Yeah, he bumped
got
the
that push off turn 4.
He bumped the wall, and Mark was so close to him that he couldn't help but get into him.
Here we are coming out through turn 7.
Well, you just see James Busher just get right in the back of Leffler, just spin around him. They both get in the wall, tear their cars all up, and these are all teammates.
Just a couple of turns away from the finish, and this happens.
Now, Ryan Fellows and him get together, and they both have a problem. Now that's
looks like a little bit of last lap racing there.
Boy, he was. Mike was digging, trying to get that extra position, got a little bump there, got into some traffic, and ended up wadded up, unfortunately.
Coming out of turn number 4, you see Kelly Sutton having problems just in front of the 30 and the 1, and she moves up oh so close to Ted Musgrave. And as they cross the start-finish line, 49/1000ths of a second separate Todd Bodine and Ted Musgrave. We'll be back with more live on Speed Channel.